Hello, everyone. It's Mel Cherrygate from Whoever You Are podcast, and I'm here today with another guest. His name is Ashley. He's a coach, and he's also a lot of fun. Uh, and his Instagram account it's really he can reach uh, serious message but in a fun way, which I think is really refreshing, and that's why I call him to be on the podcast, and I hope you guys enjoy as much as I do. So hello, Ashley, how are you?
Hello, Mel. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, people doesn't know, but we already recorded an episode, but then he recorded and we have like this size of our faces, and then so
Yes, we
now
were
we're
tiny.
doing, yeah, we were tiny. So now we're doing it again, and but it's awesome anyway.
Yes,
So
I'm looking forward to
tell
it.
tell us about you a little bit.
Well, basically, I'm a certified addiction counselor, so I'm not just a coach because, as we spoke about many times, nowadays a lot of people call themselves coaches, and you don't necessarily need any kind of qualification to do that. So I find it important to distinguish between being an addiction counselor, a certified addiction counselor, or just being a sober coach. So I think by having the lived experience, because I'm 17 years sober, plus being an addiction counselor, you can bring both sides into the talk, basically. You can put both sides on the table, like having lived it and also knowing the psychology behind it, how it works, how to detach from various addictions, yes, and how to work on it in a proper way. And I
Yes.
was a heavy, heavy drinker, like really heavy drinker. I used to drink 2 bottles of wine to get up in the morning. So I got to the stage where my body could not live without alcohol anymore. So
Mm.
I went to rehab twice because the first time I relapsed, and that happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's a common thing, and it's not even a bad thing because, as I said before, a relapse is trying to tell you something. So I, I find it important to take away the shame and the guilt and all this stigma around addiction, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, or substance addiction in general because it's nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, no one gets up in the morning and says, "Okay, fucking hell, I'm bored today. I'm going to become an addict."
Yeah,
So,
it's like I'm
I,
gonna
I,
fuck up my life, right?
yeah, exactly, exactly. So no one chooses it. So I find it very important to take away the stigma, shame, and guilt that's around it. That is the number one thing for me, basically.
Yeah, just I did a video now about this, how to change your mindset about guilty and shame. And everyone I talk about, it doesn't matter the journey, it doesn't matter how they got addicted or whatever, or even if they don't consider themselves an alcoholic,
Hmm.
but have a problem with drinking or drugs. And the most common thing is the shame. And as soon as you get sober, because then it comes everything you did, and usually are not really nice things because you are under the influence. And for me, that I have a daughter, it was horrible, the shame. And but then I think now I have I changed my mindset to be kinder to myself and to think that when I did it, it was because I didn't had another I didn't see another option. And now I posted also that phrase from for Martha Angelou that she says that you do it better when you know it better,
Hmm.
and uh, and I do believe that uh, sometimes we're just not ready yet.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, and I'm also a big fan of like telling people and telling myself, like I've done shit in my life. I've done bad things. I've done things I'm not proud of. I've also lived a life that wasn't the ideal life, but it's okay. I'm not ashamed of what I did, and I'm not feeling guilty about what I did. I mean, it's in the past. I mean, basically, at the end of the day, everything you've done, good or bad, makes you the person you are today. So I think sometimes we even need those bad decisions and we need those bad times in life and we need the experience of knowing how it could be differently in order to evolve as a person and to work on yourself and to become a better version of yourself.
Yes, I think and I think you have to allow it yourself to evolve. I don't mean change because change is different. Sometimes we are who we are, but to evolve and to have a better understanding. Because if you understand why you're doing that, it gets easier, right?
Hmm. Yes.
And then of course there's trauma, there's all those kind of reasons that it could be, and but I don't think you need to actually find like, oh, that's why I drink, because it can come in different shapes. So it doesn't matter how you got there, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so now, how do I do with what I have? Like, how do I deal with my reality?
Hmm.
And sometimes to start something that you want and you're waiting for the right situation, or when I'm there I stop drinking, or when I'm when I lose the weight I'm gonna do this and there's never a perfect time. So I do believe that you have to do it whatever you want to do with what you have, and then build from that, right?
Exactly, exactly. I mean, I always say like the perfect time is now. Now is always the perfect time for anything, you know, because if you try and justify it, I mean, I remember myself as well. Like if I put myself back in my head how I was 17 years ago, I would always say like, oh, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. I'm waiting for the right time, and that's what many people say because that is how the human ego and the human mind works. The human mind does not like change. The human ego wants anything but change, you know, and especially the addiction memory plays a big role in that as well. So I always say the right time is now, and it's always going to be uncomfortable. It's always going to seem like, oh, can I do it now? But now is the right time for everything, you know.
Yeah.
And I find it important to get to the root cause. That's what I mentioned very often: the root cause of addiction. Because if
Yeah.
you understand why, what you're trying to self-medicate, what you're trying to suppress, then you can work on it. Otherwise, just treating the addiction or treating the alcohol drug abuse is just treating a symptom without getting to the root of it.
Yeah, and I really think it's really important to remember why you want to stop and why you need to stop, because we tend like, okay, I know I have to stop, I'm going to stop, and I can't do this anymore, and then you stop, and then you start to feel better, and then you
Hmm.
forget your why, like everything that happened, it's kind of like you forget it. Okay, I'm gonna try it again. The same
Yeah.
thing that I know,
Yeah.
and then and our mind, our stupid mind, like have all those excuses ready to do the same thing that's making you
Hmm.
sick. You know,
Yeah.
with this, like, oh no, go, it's okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's it's I don't mean stupid, but it's just the way the brain works, right?
Yeah, well, in a way, it is stupid. I mean, stupid is definitely one of the one of the words I'd use to describe it. Yes, of course. But I mean, we can control it. But you know, when you get to the point that I don't always want to call it addiction, but also dependency takes you over. You are not in control of yourself anymore. It's the substance that is leading you, basically. So you have to like break that connection in order to get back to yourself, to reconnect to yourself, to balance your nervous system.
Yeah, the nervous system, it's a very important part of it that people don't really think about it. That actually it's the everything, our nervous
Hmm.
system. So it
Yes.
doesn't matter. I can be in the best place, in the best city, or I don't know, the best place that you can possibly be. And
Hmm.
but if you're feeling depressed or anxious, it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
So it's your nervous system. And for me, it was really hard because I started to get all those anxieties and all
Yes.
panic attacks, and always when I felt like that, I would drink. And
Yes.
so it's like what I do now. But there is so many options, that things that you can do,
Hmm.
right? Like
Yes.
breathing, meditation, and I know I can feel people rolling their eyes when I say meditation.
Yes. Me too.
I can see it because I did that.
I used to be one of those people as well.
Yeah,
I
I
would roll
was.
my eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, my therapist always said that when I was in rehab, I was always and
Yeah.
I am a little bit like this, like on this,
Hmm.
like no, I don't think so, but it does help if you take it seriously, and but I think I had to. I come from a family that it's very sarcastic because it's British and very, very, very sarcastic. And so I kind of have this way to be sarcastic and deal with life like this. But one thing that I only understood is on therapy is that I was like making this with everything in my life. Like everything was like a joke or meditation, therapy, and
Yeah. Yeah.
then the life, your life, it becomes nothing.
Yes. Yes.
So I had to change that attitude through life to and really go to the cliche things, that seeing the beautiful things and seeing art and it's like to reset your mind, right?
Of course, of course. I mean, practices like breathwork, meditation, these are all ancient practices. It's nothing new. I mean, it all sounds so modern, but it's thousands of years old. And back in the days, people were more connected to their bodies and their minds and their souls, you know? So I do believe like we are progressing in a lot of things, but in a lot of things, we're also like going back. Because you see it very often nowadays. People, humans in 2026 are not connected to their minds and to their souls that they used to be hundreds or thousands of years ago. And it's a society we live in, our smartphones, TV over here, quick distractions, apps for everything. So that's controlling our
Yeah,
daily life, basically. So it's also a reason for all this anxiety, which is why I often say when you get up in the morning, leave your phone on flight mode for 1 or 2 hours. So you don't start the day with all this overwhelming information that is just
yeah,
flooding your brain. Our brains were not made to cope with that, you know?
yeah,
So I think the more we get into these ancient practices of meditation, sitting in silence, breath work, life force activation, which I'm also a big fan of, it will help ground you and calm you and rewire your nervous system, which is basically nowadays everyone is in fight or flight mode. There's an urgency to everything. Everything has to be done now. A million things on your to-do list. Well, of course, everyone's anxious. I mean, obviously.
yeah. I when I left rehab the last time, I had to slow down completely. I
Hmm.
couldn't get my phone because in rehab, of course, you don't have your phone, at least in my rehab. And then I was kind of like afraid of it. I don't want all this noise in my head. And my Instagram was just for family. It was closed. It was completely different. So I protect myself a lot, and I think
Hmm.
it really helped me in the beginning, to just be with myself and just do things with my mother and like taking really, really slowly.
Hmm.
And like when I got out of rehab, like a year ago, I could never be doing what I'm doing now. It was never. I would be like shaking with anxiety. And one thing that I think is important to say is that, at least for me, it was like this: the when you relapse, it's first not the end of the world. It doesn't
Yes.
mean that your path it's ruined and then you have to start over for the first day. I don't believe that because you always learn something. But I do think it's important to say because I think, and I know I used to think that you only relapse when you're feeling sad or bored, and it's not true. you
Yes.
know.
No, no, 100%. I mean, I'm actually working with a client at the moment. You know, in all these coachings on Instagram, everyone's like doing ads for themselves. How amazing that everyone is healed overnight and they
Oh my
never
God, I hate
relapse.
that.
And
That's
it
toxic positivity, right?
yes, exactly. Because it doesn't help anyone because no one I know has not relapsed. And even a client I'm actually working with at the moment has relapsed twice since we started working together. And
Mhm.
it is okay. It's fine. And I told him no shame, no guilt all the time. It's okay. It happened for a reason. It just means we have to dig deeper and deeper and deeper. And after about 2 months, we've got to the root cause of it. And we found out together because it always takes work from both sides, you know? And it's okay. And now he's going strong. He feels amazing. He's more powerful than he ever was before. But you always get the side on Instagram, you know, oh, I did a coaching and now I'm healed. Like Jesus came down and touched me and I'm healed. Everything's fine, you know. And that is not the truth. That is the absolute not the truth. And I find it important to show the real sides of recovery and not the positive sides that actually
Yeah.
don't really exist in that form because people get a false picture of that. They may ask themselves, oh, what's wrong with me? I've had 3 relapses. Fucking hell, you can have 5 relapses. It's okay. It's just telling you something that you need to work on even deeper. It's
Yeah.
okay, you know?
The relapse only happen when your life is still not, or your mind is still not the place that is supposed to be. Uh,
Yes,
and that takes time.
of course it does.
So when I relapsed, I was so ashamed. Oh my God. Like, I was so mad at myself, like stupid. And I relapsed when I was feeling good. I
Yeah,
didn't
exactly.
relapse because I was sad. No,
Yes.
I was like, oh my God, this is great because then I felt healthier, I lost weight.
Hmm.
So now I can party, you know?
Yes, exactly. Yes, of course. I understand that.
Yeah, and that's what I did. And then, of course, I went to the same black hole.
Of course.
Yeah, so I do think it's important because sometimes people are doing great and then something really excited happens and then people relapse.
Of course. And that's one of yes, and that's one of the things that I spoke about a few weeks ago. I did a reel on that, and I speak to my clients about as well. Like a trigger is not only something bad. Like you've got your addiction memory and you have your reward system. So everyone has a form of a reward system. I mean, for someone that's addicted to alcohol or dependent on alcohol, of course, it's a different reward system. So most people think you get triggered when something bad happens, when something like really massive happens in your life. You lose your job, you lose a loved one, someone breaks up with you. You know, these are like major things that can literally lead to a relapse. But also the good things that happen, because when you're overflown with this dopamine, like it
Yeah.
flushes your brain and you're in such a good mood, a good thing can be a trigger just as much as a negative thing. And a very good situation will activate your addiction memory, your reward system. So you want to reward yourself with having a drink. You
Yeah.
want to go out with people and you want to enjoy it by having a drink. So a
Yeah.
trigger is not always something good. It can be something very positive.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I remember I was feeling so excited or happy. I don't know. Well, because my doctor say I'm bipolar, so maybe I was in mania and
Yeah.
like super excited and let's go out and let's buy a boat, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and like change house I was like that. And then I remember I was, because I live in Germany for 3 years,
Hmm.
and we were moving, and then I had to decorate the house, and I was so excited, so too excited, and then I buy all this stuff and decorate it. It was looking super cute, and then when I put the last frame of a painting on the wall, that I completely collapsed, like with anxiety, with feeling overwhelmed. And the first thing I did, those it's Miller stores in Germany, right?
Müller, yes,
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
And,
Mhm.
and I went there and buy those little cans of sparkling wine, and
Yeah.
because I thought to myself, I can't handle these feelings. So and also you wanna, if you're feeling good, you think drinking or using alcohol or drinking or using drugs are gonna keep you on that high.
Yeah. Gonna multiply it even.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if I'm
Yeah.
feeling good, can imagine if I do cocaine right now,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So this I think is important to people, to for people to know that it's not always actually on the when I was really sad, I didn't feel so much like drinking
Yeah. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
using drugs.
I mean, I find it important, like what you mentioned, like when you're moving into a new house and everything. I mean, we all have our duties in life, of course, and responsibilities, because like the modern age is like going away from that. Like 30, 40 years ago, you had a shitload of responsibilities, and the new way of thinking is to have no responsibilities, you know? So it's like the other extreme. So I'm a fan of like in the middle. Of
Yeah,
course, we have responsibilities and we have chores to do and we have to-do lists, but I find it okay, especially in the modern age where, you know, you've got smartphones, you've got laptops, you can do anything anywhere. But I find it important not to overload your to-do list. I mean, you can put things on your to-do list, it's fine. But if you have 100 things on them for one day, you don't need to accomplish all 100 of them. It's okay to do 10 of them or 20 or even one of them. It's still better than nothing, you
yeah,
know? So I think by putting too much on your plate, you just overwhelm yourself. And that can also lead to exhaustion and to a relapse, of
yeah.
course.
I was thinking about that because of my case, that suddenly I have like people reaching out, and so if I let myself, I have 3 4 interviews every day, so I
Hmm.
was like, no, it's too much. Like, you can't do that. You're gonna, I don't mean that I'm gonna relapse, but I'm gonna maybe relapse in my behavior. Maybe I don't drink or I don't use drugs, but I relapse on my
Yeah.
behavior and I start to get
Yes.
stressed, and
Yes.
uh, and so I'm slowing down a little bit, uh,
Hmm.
because when something starts to feel good, right? Like give you propose that this is what's happening to me with the podcast. But you need to know how to put a limit on it, and because I felt a lot like when I would finish my last interview and then it was like nighttime, I was so I don't know if it's excited the name, but so like uh, how can I say that? So
I
yeah,
think hyped up, like
yeah,
hyped up. You are very hyped up, I think. Yeah.
yes, exactly. And then I couldn't relax, and then I had to sleep, and then I was like this. So
Yeah.
one thing that I'm doing is that I don't do interviews past 5 p.m. my time, and of course my time, and and stupid, and. And I don't do that. And then after 5 p.m., I'm with my daughter, I'm
Hmm.
my cat. I'm gonna watch, I don't know, some TV show about some shooting or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I turn off my phone because
Yes.
as long as I have my daughter, I don't care what happened.
Yes. Of course.
People can reach me later. So
Yes. Of course.
yeah, and then I turn off my phone, and that's it. And then, but when I wake up, I do have that feeling that get the phone and the first thing. But I try to get a coffee, smoke a cigarette, which is not good, but I do it.
Yeah.
And
Well, I do exactly the same. A lot of people say you're an addiction counselor and you smoke, and I said, yeah, I smoke. It's okay. So I mean, I'm not treating people on how to stop smoking.
yeah, yeah, I thought like I would deal with one battle at a time. I don't smoke a lot, but I do like to smoke a cigarette when I wake up. People don't
It's the
do that.
best thing. It's
You
the
know,
best thing to get up in the morning with a cup of coffee and a cigarette. Wow.
I go to the balcony. It's like, but people don't do that. We're not here for that.
Yeah.
But I do that. But then I wait a little bit until I get the phone, and that helps a lot. So I do think. It's actually very simple. It's all about balance. Like,
Of course it is. Yes.
I need to have time for my daughter. I need to have time to do the dishes, to cook,
Hmm. Yeah,
feed the cat, to go to the beach,
of course.
it can be just living one thing. And I don't like the how can I say, I don't like that people, they kind of like to say that I'm too busy, I don't have time for
Hmm.
anything, and I think that's stupid. Like, why you're leaving then if you
Of
don't
course, of course.
do anything, right?
Yeah, yeah, but that's a result of the modern society, like always being 24/7 reachable for everyone, accessible for everyone. And I find it important to set those boundaries. I mean, boundaries also like a term that people love to use, but boundaries in a healthy way to protect your mental health.
Yeah,
So, I mean, you are available for 6, 7 hours a day for everyone. It's okay. And you can choose where the urgency lies, because not everything is urgent. Like if I text you, oh, I loved your video, by the way, that is not urgent. You're not going to die if you don't read it today. It's fine. But I think we need to remove this sense of urgency that everything needs to be taken care of and done now, because
yeah,
then you're going to miss out on taking time for yourself and doing the things you love. Because if it's only doing podcasts or doing your job and doing your work without doing something rewarding for yourself, like going to the beach or watching a TV show with your daughter or going for a walk with your dog, whatever. I mean, these are things that are essential to keep you grounded and to keep your nervous system balanced.
yeah, you need to find a way to take your mind of achieving success and money, and because having money for me, it's to have freedom. I think money, the best thing that money gives you, it's freedom
Yeah.
to
Yes.
walk away from a relationship, to walk away from a job that you don't like.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
this is for me what's money for. But if you do have a lot of money and you make a lot of money, and but you're not doing anything because you're just working, so
Yes.
it's kind of like, you
Of
know,
course. And it's always a choice, because often we think we have to do it, because also our brain signals always this sense of urgency, and you need more money and you need more business, you need more clients, you want to buy the second boat, you want to buy your fourth car. I mean, at the end of the day,
yeah,
if you have the means, by all means do it, and that's fine. I mean, it's okay. I enjoy materialistic things in life as well. I mean, it just makes life more beautiful somehow,
yeah, yeah,
but I still find it important if you take a step back and look at it from the outside. And that's what I tend to do with my life as well. Just breathe, take a step back, look at it from the outside, and often you'll see things very differently.
yeah,
Like, do I need to take a new client at any cost? It would ruin my mental health, maybe. Do I need to do I need to open a new company when I've already got three? How much is it going to put on my plate? Do I need to do the extra 10 hours a week just to have a bit more money? Is it worth it, sacrificing my life for it? But it's
yeah,
a decision every person has to make themselves.
yeah. It's about balance.
Of
I
course.
had my father was very making money, money. Oh my God, money, very, very much, and and he did enjoy his life, I think, but because he loved what he did, he was a politician,
Yes.
so he loved to talk a lot. I think
Hmm.
I got it from him, and and but it was all about looking at your bank account and see how much you have, and then he was happy.
Yes.
It's kind of crazy, right? Because
Yeah, but I mean, I also understand it. I mean, if you look at your bank account and you've withdrawn like over, I don't know, 20,000 and you're in debt, I wouldn't be happy either. I mean, you get tense and anxious as well.
yeah,
But I do think that also there is a balance somehow. I mean,
yeah,
like, what are you spending your money on? Who are you doing it for? Is it actually making you happy? Like, if you sit down with yourself for 10 minutes, really in peace and silence, and ask yourself, am I happy with my life? Like if I died now, would I have achieved everything I wanted to? Because
yeah,
how many rich people, like before they're dying, say, "Oh, I wish I could have done things differently. I wish I would have spent more time with my daughter. I wish I would have enjoyed life more." Because you can't take your fucking money to the grave. I mean, once you're dead, it's gone. You know what I mean? So I find it more important to follow a purpose in life, to actually bring meaning into your life and other people's life. And you
Yeah,
can do that by also being financially stable. Like my goal was never to become a millionaire. That is not a goal of mine. My goal is to be happy in life, to have enough money to afford what I'd like to do,
I like to do.
to to provide for others as well, and to help other people, you know. So I
Yeah.
mean, everyone has different goals in life.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And I also did a video like I think last week talking about jealousy
Mhm.
because jealousy is a feeling that we all have, right?
Yeah, yes, of
But
course.
like I don't have jealous when I see someone with a Lamborghini because I don't care about
No,
cars. Like,
yes.
okay, it's beautiful, I don't care. But if you
Yeah,
show
but also good for them. I mean, if they're
yeah,
happy with it,
good
good. I
for
mean, you
them,
know.
they like it,
Yeah,
but I don't get
yeah,
jealous. But of
yeah,
course, I would get jealous if when I was an addiction, I was jealous of people who were thriving
yes,
and in recovery, and it's
yeah,
normal. But
yes.
if you use the jealous to actually like, okay, if I'm jealous, it's because maybe I want this, and then you get inspired by people that are doing it,
Hmm.
instead of be resentful, like, oh my God, it can never happen to me, you know, because the truth is that if you really want something, you can go for it, right?
Of course, of
And
course.
but you need the balance.
Of course. And I mean, jealousy is also showing us like if you're jealous of someone's success, you're jealous because you want it. And deep inside, your body knows that you can have it as well. You know, like if I see someone else, oh, his business is thriving, he's doing it so well, like I'm jealous of him. It basically means I can do it as well. I wouldn't be jealous if I didn't have the potential to do it. You know, there's a different aspect of seeing that. So at the
Yeah,
end of the day, if you want that, then put in the hard work because you can do it. You
yeah,
know.
yeah. I saw Oprah actually talking that
Hmm.
when she was a reporter. She was not Oprah yet, and
Of course.
she went to interview I think Steven Spielberg, and of course
Hmm.
they had this big mansion, and she
Hmm.
said when she got there, she didn't feel like, oh my God, look what he has, I don't have, but she felt, oh my God, you can have this. I mean, can I have this? What do I have to
Yes.
do?
Exactly.
Instead of, oh my God, he's rich, I'm poor. And so I think that one of the things that I really changed in my year of sobriety is this mentality that it's not for me, you know,
Yeah.
I could never do that. And actually start doing with what I had, you know,
Hmm.
like I want to do a podcast. I don't have a
Yeah.
studio. I don't have any fancy cameras or anything. Of course,
Hmm.
something that I want in the future, but I think for me it's more important to build like a foundation of people that like to see the videos
Yes.
and everything, much more than if I would be in a fancy office with the microphone
Yes.
and having nothing to say,
Of
right?
course. I mean, it's the same on Instagram. People nowadays, I mean, all this AI, we spoke about this the other day, remember? Like all this AI, and it makes things so easy because you don't have to put in effort anymore. So people want the raw, real thing nowadays. They don't want some polished, cut out version. Oh, he said fuck, let's cut it out. Oh, my hair's not good, we have to redo it. Or it's not a beautiful setting in Hawaii to make people believe how amazing everything can be. They want the real thing. They want real life. And I think the more AI is on the go and the more it's growing, the more people are actually realizing we don't want that shit anymore. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
and
AI is bad.
I
AI
know.
is amazing, but they
Yeah,
want the real
yeah,
raw feeling.
yeah. I think I use AI and like we were talking about yesterday. Sometimes I don't use
Yeah,
it. People use it for me, and it's okay. But for some things, not everything, right?
yeah,
Like when I'm doing the interviews, I want it to be without filter, with like
yes,
normal, right? And
yes,
a normal setting. And I can see my daughter. My daughter hates AI.
yeah,
She hates it
yeah,
because exactly. I think People want the real thing because it's getting too artificial. Even
Exactly.
like women and men also, they start to all look the same.
Yes. Yeah.
Crazy. Like all the influencers, women look like Kim Kardashian, and
Yes, exactly.
like why? I don't know. It's crazy.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's like using all these filters and all these posts, and I mean, like Instagram stamps them as AI generated so people can see. But even if they didn't, you can see if something is made by a human being, like if a video is actually a proper video, or if it's just an AI video. And I
Right.
want the real stuff. I mean, I've started to unfollow accounts that only do AI because I don't need that. It's not giving me anything, you know?
Yeah, you can write a book now with AI. I have
Yeah, I mean,
I
yeah,
have been appearing a lot on my Instagram. Write a book in one day. Yeah,
yeah.
of course, that's what I want. Write a book in one day with
Yeah.
AI, and then who wants to read this?
Exactly, exactly. I mean, who wants to read anything AI generated that they can generate themselves with their own AI? You know, I mean, it doesn't make sense.
I think I use it like I'm an art school, and of course to research and those kind of
Of
things. It
course.
helps a lot, but
Yeah.
you can be very tempted to just
Hmm.
copy and paste, and
Yeah.
because you can even write, I want this text, but as if I wrote it,
Yes.
and then they
Yes.
change it. So
Yeah.
I asked my teacher, how do you see those the works and give it like a grade because of the
Hmm.
AI? And she said it's very difficult because we don't know. You put it there and then you have everything ready and just
Of
but
course.
I do think that this new generation won't like AI as much. I think our generation likes it because, oh my God, it's something new. You can do
Yeah.
this in 5 minutes. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the new generation is like, I don't care,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I find it's important to put in the effort because that's what makes us human. You create something because you're inspired. You create something because it comes from a place of pain or happiness or joy or, so you put effort into it. You put your emotions into it, your feelings. I mean, musicians, artists, creatives, I mean, that's what they thrive on. So
Yeah.
now you have AI that takes all of that away. It becomes some generic crap that everyone's doing, low effort. I mean, low effort is rarely a good thing, and that's what AI does. It encourages low effort and no emotion. So it's basically doing what addiction has done to you over years, to feel less, to think less, to act less on your feelings, and just become some kind of generic whatever. I mean, it's horrible, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, we are he makes you disconnect from everything in
Hmm.
life because like I love art because I'm an artist. I love art history. Some people think it's boring, but I love it.
Yeah, of
And
course.
when I go to museums or art galleries, and it's for me the feeling of seeing something that is real, that someone
Hmm.
made it, especially when it's made like a long time ago. It's such a for me it's such a beautiful feeling of
Hmm.
think about the universe and what people are capable to do because when you see a painting from those great artists, it's almost you look at that and it's almost like magical because how can they do that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's in front of you and it's real.
Hmm.
And I get emotional sometimes when I go to museums because sometimes it's so overwhelming how a person
Hmm.
can do that. And
Yeah.
this, I think, what is so great about life. And
Of course.
and then I try to I'm trying to do that with life, like like be in awe with life itself or going to the
Hmm.
beach, you
Yeah.
know, buying some clothes because I like it, or painting,
Yes.
and feeling that oh my God, this is awesome.
Yeah. I mean that's what life is about, experiencing the good things. I mean, of course we're here because like everyone has a purpose in life, but we're also here to enjoy the nice things. I mean, it's important to have that balance, 100%.
Yeah, but if you don't have a purpose, it makes life very empty.
Of course. And that's why many people also start drinking or taking drugs out of boredom because they don't have a purpose. Their brains are getting drained by all the social media online stuff, you know? So they don't have a purpose and they're bored. And a lot of people start drinking or using drugs because they're actually bored.
And
And that is quite tragic.
yeah, and people keep looking at Instagram and like we're talking about jealousy and just
Hmm.
like being resentful and criticizing everybody
Hmm.
that's posting things. But
Yeah.
at least, even if you posted a stupid thing, at least you're
Yeah.
doing something. But the
Yeah.
people that are behind just criticizing, are the people that are not happy in their life.
Of course. Of course. Of course.
Um,
Yeah.
it's funny because now that I have like a little bit more, uh, people know me a little bit more, and my followers, of course, I have a lot of family and friends, and they are the ones that don't like my photos, that don't like my stories, that and you can feel they are being very resentful. and and it was supposed to be the people that would support you, right? So I get much more support from other people than
Yes.
the people
Yes.
I knew, because I think
Yeah.
they probably I can imagine some of them saying like, who she thinks she is to be doing that, right?
Yes. Yes. But that's a very common thing. I mean, I hear that from everyone, and I mean, I experience it as well. I mean, thank God all my friends and family are not on my Instagram because I literally kicked most of them off my Instagram, my
Yeah,
business
that's
one,
a
you
good
know.
idea, actually.
Because I mean, there's a psychology behind that. Because people that have known you a certain way all your life, suddenly you're on social media, you're talking about your life, you're talking about things maybe they've heard 1,000 times, and they're like thinking like, who the fuck wants to know this, or why is she doing it now? Look, she just wants to expose herself. So people that know you or have known you before will always react differently than people you are touching with that said,
Yeah.
oh, cool, she's going through that. I'm experiencing that as well. Or she hit a nerve because that's what I think as well. So that's why a lot of big content creators say the first thing to do when you open an Instagram account is block all your friends and family. And there's truth behind that, really.
Yeah, I'm thinking about some of them, but because yeah, it's like why she doesn't know anything. Why she's talking about? She just
Yeah,
wants to get famous or something, and
yeah,
but you have to block because it's just white noise.
yes,
If you know why you're doing it and what you
of
want to do,
course,
it doesn't matter. Actually,
of course,
it
of
really
course, it doesn't matter. Yeah,
doesn't matter at all.
yeah.
Well, I need to finish, but it was great talking to you. I think it was even better than the first time.
They were both good. They were both good. I like this time and last time.
It was great. And then, so people, I'll let you know when I'm gonna post it, and then I'm gonna share some clips, and that's it. Thank you so much, Ashley.
Thank you.
Keep
We'll,
talking.
we'll, yes, we'll stay in touch.
Okay. Bye bye.
See you
Thank
soon. Thank you.